Hello, welcome on in. For anyone watching this VOD later up on YouTube, hello and welcome. This is our writing critique group that we host on Twitch. I have all my lovely chatters and raccoons actually send in their stories, and they're added to a queue, and then reread some of the pages here, and we give critique and feedback. Not this here, right though. This is our normal wait screen. Hello, Hayden Hart. Hello, Zoe. What is that Hayden? Is it Privyet? Privyet, hello? Is it Russian for hello? You're here in a minute, just finishing up some edits on stream. Yeah. Take your time. It's all good. You spelled it wrong, but yes. Hey, I still got it. I actually didn't recognize the front half of it, but I'm like, okay, it's a short word. It ends in like the ET. And I was like, okay, what short little greeting word do I know that ends with the ET? I'm like, oh, I've said it, Privyet. Privyet, which means hello. So I'm like, maybe it's that. It almost looks like bet. Bet at the end. Hello. Today we actually have, when they come in, I believe it's Lachtigal, who wants to go first today. So I will start getting their stuff situated. You're having a blast learning how it sounds so fun. During 2020 and 2021, I was like getting back into it, like I should learn Russian. That's a language I'm interested in learning just because it sounds cool. I like hearing it. And then like my plans the past few years of like planning to move to the Netherlands, I'm like, oh, I don't really need Russian for that. I should start learning Dutch. And I just have not had the motivation to start learning Dutch. I learned that pizza is the same in English and Dutch. In Dutch, you still say pizza. I don't even think it really has that strong of an accent. It's just pizza. And that's like... that's the extent of my learning Dutch for wanting to move to the Netherlands so far. So I'm like, you know what? Hearing Hayden Hart, who's my mod, learning Russian and stuff, it's really tempted me. I'm like, oh... I really want to start learning Russian again. It's funny doing the accent. You're just in an ad? Ads suck. I would have laughed if I got auto-modded in my own chat because they would suck. That would have been hilarious if the auto-mod was like, this Cryptid Roots person is banned. We're gonna flag this. You're still hunting for a Russian streamer to listen to. Listen, if you got any in the future, any hot male Russian VTubers that you find, hit me up. I want to listen in. I feel so silly too, because I was like, oh yeah, I'll just listen to them. I'll just hang out. I'll just bop along. And then Hayden Hart was actually like, no, you can have the live Google Translate function on your computer. Like, it will translate what they're saying for you. And I was like, what? And they walked me through the steps to do it, and then it was like pulling up the translations for me on the computer, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. I was just here to hang out and vibe. I didn't actually know I could learn what they were saying. This is crazy. So if you guys ever wonder how good Cryptid is at technology and computers, the answer is bad. You're looking into a prospect? That sounds exciting. 45 stream streak. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for being such an amazing mod. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for yapping at me too and our TMs. Or if anyone wants to know what Cryptid yaps about, it's just random fucking shit. It's just stupid shit. Oh my god. Well, hello Zoe, it's good to see you. So glad you got out of ad hell. So let me see here. I know we had one person who was let me take it. Let me do last. Is it like CH? Is it Galactic Honey? Is that what the username also is? So no way, I just want to add them. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing in Discord. Oh, you're here! Okay, perfect. See? As soon as I look away from the Twitch chat, that's when people start typing in. You got the same dream again? Of me hosting a monster fight arena tournament? What happened? What happened? Besides for my model glitching out, what happened? But hi, that's just good to see you. I already have it all set up. Do you know what page number? And I'm looking at like the page number here in the bottom right. Do you know what page number we were on when we left off with your prologue? For anyone tuning in, we've already read the first half of this edited prologue, and we are continuing in this writing critique to read the second half of this prologue and give critique and advice. So if anyone wants to hang out, if you're like confused or anything or something seems slightly off, it might just be again because you missed the first half, but we can still like critique spelling errors, look for any sentences or run-on sentences we can point out, make sure the scene and the pacing's right in the second half, all that good jazz. It was a bit further. Got it. How long is it? So let me see. If I stopped roughly halfway, okay, it was 12, so probably around 6-ish pages. Probably around here. Anyway, I'm just yapping for a minute or two, and then we'll get going. So Zoe, what happened in your dream? Did you learn anything else about a bit later? I mean, it's roughly around here. Like, it's not the exact. I think it was probably in this page, but just to get the scene again, I might start from like here. But it's around here. Hi, Dusthead. And look for the first part of the stream. That's all good. And hey, thank you so much for the lurk. Thank you guys for so much for just like listening to me in the background sometimes when you guys are busy. That's so nice of you guys. But yeah, I know. I feel bad that some people always like apologize for lurking. So you didn't apologize here, which is good. But I just know sometimes chatters come in, they like apologize, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm lurking," and I'm like, "Why are you sorry? That's fine. What? This isn't a jail cell. This isn't government mandated. This is all just us vibing. Vibe however you want." Anyway, that is my sippy. The whole world's fractured collision was an event that roughly happened 100 years ago, according to the people's history. Is that what caused all the flooding? The flooding was 100 years ago, or the flooding's current, but the people all got fractured 100 years ago. Because if the floodings happened for like 100 years, then the people in your dream should have already been used to it. Like, why were they late to my monster fighting tournament if it's been flooding for 100 years? Like, come on, you know to plan your life around it then. Like, there's no excuses. Like, what are they doing? I'm being toxic to dream people. It's not even in my dream, in Zoe's dream. Anyway, so Kawataka, who's our main character for this prologue. The main story has a different main character, but for the prologue, it's Kawataka. Kawataka is on this mining ocean. I'm forgetting the word. Hold on. Well, let me go back. Or processing of the mining ship Hoseki, and it has been taken over by pirates. And none of it. I don't think any of his other crewmates are here. I think they all got captured. Kawataka's freaking the fuck out, as any of us would be, and he is trying to make it through without the guards noticing, without these pirates noticing him, to a communication room so he can call the fuck for help and hopefully survive this encounter. That is Kawataka's goals here. He is hiding away. A guard, one of the pirate guards, has entered the room and was taking a secret smoke break. And he's hiding. He's like, oh shit. He's shaking in his cryptid boots. So for anyone who's just joining us, that is the scene. That is where we are picking up. Let's see. Cognitive dissonance. It's that between me and Zoe. Alrighty. To his horror, he heard the guard from the door enter the room, and Kawataka could hear his own heart beating in his throat as he feared the worst. Chat, what's good? Hi, Satara. It's so good to see you. Cognitive dissonance? Oh, no. Oh, hey, thank you so much for the raid, Chatty Matty. That's so nice of you. Let me type in chat. Welcome, reached, in case they get stuck in ads. I can't spell anything. Hello, welcome on in. No, Archie, it's okay. They're cryptid enthusiasts. They're cryptid fans. They're not cryptid hunters. They're all good. You're gonna get your fur wet. Anyway, welcome on in, everybody. Besides for the little jokes and ADHD moments, we're here, we're doing story critique. So if that's kind of your vibe, then welcome on in. I'll be reading out loud submissions. You can see our author in the upper right-hand corner. But after I read, I'll be giving...
Cryptid. Auntie Cryptid. The raccoon hunters are here.
Chatty Matty, you're gonna scare Archie. Oh no. But after I read, I'll give 1 or 2 critiques, and I'll point out any little bits I can notice too, spelling errors, run-on sentences too, just little bits on top of the critique. You guys in chat can also give critique and feedback. The only rule is, you just gotta be nice about it. We all want to become better storytellers together, and we don't need to be assholes in order to do that. So that's the vibe, and welcome on in. You're fixing chapter 5 and you removed the lore dump? Oh, that's so exciting. Yeah, edits, oh, they take some time, they take some effort, they take a lot of work, but oh my goodness, is it nice doing all that polishing afterwards when you can look back on your story, see all that hard work you put into it, and see it shaping up, becoming tip-top shape. It's some good stuff. Are called Twix now? Why are they called Twix now? Like the snack? Like the candy? So let's see. So Kawataki here is on a mining facility in the ocean, and it has been raided by pirates. He is hiding out, and he is trying to hide from all the pirates and the pirate guards as he tries to reach out for help in the communications room and hopefully make it through this encounter alive. This is the prologue. Oh, Twix was called Raider? Oh, I had no idea. Huh. Kawataka could hear his own heart beating in his throat as he feared the worst. Had he been caught? He was certain that he could not be seen from over there. I had to cough real quick. Hold on, I'm muting the mic. Okay, I'm back. Wait. What happened in Zoe's dream now? How the fracture happened was not recorded. The flooding was due to the world colliding with one another. Like certain landscapes increasing in height, but also the whole ocean increased, causing massive floods that killed like 47.5% of the population. Why were you hearing all these random statistics in your dream? Oh my god, that's so funny. What was I saying? Also, our dearest writer here, if you have anything in particular you want us looking out for the critique, go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, it will just be a general critique. I think I remember from before that I think I was putting out just a lot of run-on sentences. If I'm misremembering, then hey, that's fine, let me know. I think I was mostly looking out for a lot of run-on sentences for you. And then, like, clarity with some sentences. Okay, perfect. So if there's anything else you want me to keep an eye out for, let me know. But otherwise, as I notice stuff, I'll just let you know too. It's all good. So he was certain that he could not be seen from over there. The heavy combat boots stopped right in front of his face, and Kawataka's knees screamed in pain as he froze with panic on top of the pointed debris that littered the floor from weeks of mining operations. Yeah, see right here, this whole paragraph. It's just one sentence. And it's a cool scene, right? Like, oh my god, he thinks he's getting caught. He's gotten caught by this guard pirate guy. He's fucking toast. It's very intense. Having long run-on sentences kind of loses that momentum, that tenseness. Splitting it up a bit is gonna make this scene like chef's kiss. There was a dry click, a sound he associated with a gun being loaded. A sickening smell hit his face, but it still relaxed him a little. The guard had lit himself a cigar and took a smoke break. The guard had lit himself a cigar and was taking a smoke break? Would that flow better? Still, he could find Kawataka at any moment, so he waited with bated breath for the man to leave. So in this one sentence, we have two different characters being mentioned that both use he, him pronouns. You have Kawataka and the guard. The first he here is in reference to the guard. He, the guard, could find Kawataka at any moment, comma. So he, referring to Kawataka now, waited with bated breath for the man to leave. It gets a little bit unclear, so I would rephrase this sentence in a way that more strongly shows, even if that's just splitting up the sentence into two. Like the guard could find Kawataka at any moment, so he waited with bated breath for the man to leave. That way it's just one he, and it's not confusing. I'll just look over that one again. First world climbed the second world. Was a new thing that started 23 years ago in that world. What number did I say when I was doing the little bit and I was pretending to be the actor in your dream that was hosting the host in your dream that was hosting the monster trials? Did I say the 23rd annual monster trial? Genesis monster trial? Or did I say something crazy like 32? I don't remember what number I said. Someone had to go back into the VOD and look, but I don't think I was too far off. OBS was a meanie pants too. Yeah, I saw you mention it in the Discord. Was it? Did you just need to update it? I didn't see any updates for my OBS today, but sometimes it's just like a weird random update thing. You avoid that so you didn't start two sentences in a row with the guard. The guard had lit himself a cigar and took a smoke break. Still, and I said the guard could find Kawataka at any moment. I like the guard for this sentence for clarity. Maybe for the previous sentence, because at this point Kawataka is thinking they're pirates. And he doesn't even know the superpowers that are going to come in later. So I think maybe the gunsman, the pirates, the what, like you could use a different title here maybe. Like add some variance to do it. But yeah, I don't like the conflicting he here. He. Now, do you have to use my exact correction for it? No. I was just offering it as a suggestion. Sometimes people like hearing suggestions for how I would do fixes that I offer. But you don't have to use that exact one. You could reword this in any other way, but yeah, I think the main issue here is just the two he's referring to different characters in the same sentence. That adds confusion. So you can fix it any way you want, though. Use admin access when I play Where Winds Meet? What? I don't understand any of that. What's admin access? I don't understand. It won't let you access the docks? The docks and Where Winds Meet? I've never played that game. I know nothing. Whew, went over Blue Brain's head. He had to run OBS in admin mode. I didn't know that was an option. Oh my goodness. Oh, admin? What happened? Oopsie, I guess I should keep reading. Sorry, my bad. I got distracted. With bated breath for the man to leave. The smell filled Kawataka's lungs, making him sick, and he could feel a cough coming that would give his position away. He slowly took a deep breath, but the scratching in his lungs only got worse. His diaphragm pounded against his ribcage, and he broke out in sweat. Oh, it's an admin pun? Oops, yeah, see, all this stuff is going right over my head. So here we have 1, 2... Here we have 1, and here we have 1. So I sometimes look out for sentence variance. We want sometimes to have variety in our sentence length and sentence structure. That will make the reading of it go more smoothly. Hello, welcome on in. We're just in the middle of reading one of the people in chat's stories. This is the second half of their prologue, and we're giving critique and feedback. You were told to seek me out? Oh my goodness, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Either way, welcome on in. I hope you like hanging out with us here. And I was just going over sentence structure. So I'm noticing in this paragraph we have 3 sentences, and they're all 2 to 3 part sentences. As in they all are those longer sentences with either at least 1 or 2 commas in it. I think maybe at least splitting up one of them into 2 shorter sentences, would add that sentence variety to make that reading go a bit smoother. But yeah, I am noticing, I'm like, oh yeah, like 3 in a row just in this paragraph are all multi-part. Even the sentence before was a 3-part. So it's kind of 4 sentences in a row that are all the multi-part. Struggle Boogle? Or is it Struggle Buggle? Oh, is this another streamer in the reading and writing chat? A voice cut through the haze that started to form in his mind. Hey, lazy ass. You know we don't get smoke breaks until we get to port. Back on your post, now. A small cough slipped out of Kawataka's mouth as the guard dropped his cigar and stepped out. The guard grumbled while walking off. It was a relief that the guard was too self-absorbed to hear it. Kawataka rolled over away from the smoldering cigar stub and took deep breaths to relax his respiratory system. Even now, colors were dancing in front of his eyes. After a moment, he resumed sneaking along under the conveyor belts. Nope, not from them. Hey, it's all good. I wasn't quite familiar either. What? So who sent you on over here? Was it Chatty Matty? Is it anyone else I know? But otherwise, yeah, this is a kind of writing critique group I host here on Twitch. I stream every other day. And yeah, people, some of my chatters here who join the Discord actually submit their work, and then I pull it up and I read a few pages and I give critique. I always give at least 1 or 2 things of critique. And then after that, you guys in chat can also give critique. The only rule is, you just gotta be nice about it. It's a misery. No, you were in Chatty Matty's stream. Okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah. There was a raid earlier. It was so sweet. Chatty Matty raided us. And now I brought Headhunter. Oh, nice. Yeah. Hi, Furry Combat Wombat. I believe you were in the queue as well. Hold on 1 second. Luna, you're fine. Why are you crying? You have big feelings? You want to scream at the sky? Yeah, okay. You know, I was gonna tell you to be quiet, but sometimes we have big feelings. That's okay. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you so much for the lurk. Scram, yeah, she's just... she's just screaming out those feelings. And I'm like, you know what? That's valid. I was gonna tell you to be quiet, but that's fair. Everyone roll back your shoulders. Move your neck, unshrimp your spines, move your neck up and down, left and right. Everyone have better posture, even if that involves like you just gotta rip that spine out, straighten it a little bit, give it a little massage, and then put it back in your back. Hey, that's what you gotta do. Oh, Discord. Yeah. It's not like super anything like crazy or active, but it has the rules in it for story submissions. There's not a lot, it's just like 2 rules. And then it also has the link to the Google Docs that you can submit your own story with. But yeah, Combat Wombat, I believe you're in the queue. If you have time after this one, I don't think I have anyone chosen for next after this. So if you're still here when I'm done with this one, I could ask if you want to go next. So we'll keep our eyes out. He resumed sneaking along under the conveyor belts. I think I pointed out this scene too before, of like, oh, I just wish it was slightly reordered for better clarity. But I think I already gave you those notes before, so I'll just continue. The ore processing room was one of the deepest parts of the ship, and long enough for a factory. It was a long way for him to crawl, and he had to take breaks to recover from the pain. His bones weren't the youngest anymore. After 2 grueling hours, he reached the spot where the belts went into the wall and upwards. He swung himself on top and crawled forward into the opening. Getting inside, he breathed a sigh of relief and looked ahead. The slow sway of the ship and the noises created by it were all he heard, but it soothed him. Everything was pitch black. Don't have a phone, so I can't use Discord? Is there some other way to view the rules and access the doc? Oh, yeah. Oh, you do need a phone to make an account? Oh, I just always have it up on the computer. Oh. But let's see. But anyway, the general rules is no generative AI works. We don't like that here. We don't support it here. And I'm already reading enough raccoons work. I don't need to read like random computer AI generated bullshit too. That's not part of what this group is about. So no generative AI stuff, and then no sexy, spicy smut scenes or anything like that. I'm not a hater of it. It's again, I just get too embarrassed reading it aloud on stream. My model does not have a blush feature strong enough to convey me reading smut aloud to a group audience on Twitch. So we just avoid it. Some people, if you do have like a story that has sexy or spicy scenes in it, most people, again, you can still submit the story, just not those specific scenes that have the smut or the spice in it. So those are the two rules. That's kind of the vibe. As just a courtesy, I ask that it's self-edited as much as you can to your best abilities. That way I'm not pointing out stuff that you already knew to fix. That way we're not like wasting our time back and forth with stuff you already knew you had to fix. That's just self-edited to the bestest of your capabilities. That way we can really get into the nitty-gritty details to try and improve your writing and get you to that next level of writing or storytelling that you want to be at. Man, you need a Discord and you need a phone to make an account. I didn't know. That's craziness. I was gonna say maybe I could just, if you message me on Twitch, I could send you the link. I'm working on a real synopsis and I just need to put something. Yeah, nothing AI generated. I'm sorry. So it had to be. And also, I'm not quite sure, unless you're asking for like critique for sending it to like a publisher or to an agent. I'm not sure how much help I could give in a synopsis besides just like spelling or slight suggestions. Again, we're mostly looking at little bigger entries or fanfics and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I'm just answering questions. To help people in their writing endeavors. You can whisper the link to them? Perfect. Yeah, just the Google Docs link. It has all the rules in there too. It's nothing crazy. It's again just those two that I said earlier. Everything was pitch black. Let me see here. This is a good one. So this one's a bit run-on, like I would do like a line edit to like shorten it a smidgen. But it's not too bad. And then everything was pitch black, and the variety in this paragraph is actually really good. Again, we have one like more medium, short medium one, then we have a multi-part one, then we have a longer multi-part one, but then we have a shorter one again. So it has the variety in it. So I don't want you to think like, oh god, Cryptid's just like a hater of all commas everywhere. No, Cryptid uses a lot of commas, don't you worry. I just want that sentence variety. And if you were looking for an example in your work that has it, this paragraph does. Okay, I've made it this far. Now I just need to let the shovel elevator bring me back to the deck. Hope I don't get buried in rocks while I'm at it. The radio room isn't far from here. Kawataka mumbled under his breath, crawling forward. I think since this is a copy edit, and I always clarify, I'm not the best copy editor. For anyone new, copy editors are grammar, punctuation, and spelling. I'm a better developmental, a little bit into line editing, but those are my strengths. I think this should be a comma, because it's part of this sentence. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm like 80% sure. So I'll just double check me there. My story has some pretty interesting premises. Do they have all the sexy scenes in it? You're writing all the spice over there. You're taking over the romance genre. No, and again, I sometimes worry, like, people sometimes say, like, oh, are you just a prude? Do you not like that stuff? And I'm like, no, most of the stuff I read now is, like, a lot of adult content. It has a lot of mature scenes in it. Again, it's just embarrassing reading it out loud. I don't have a a thick enough face for that. Verb tense agreement is my bane. Apparently the sentence, she was told she can't do blank is not grammatically right. Yeah. She was told she couldn't do blank. I think. That's how my head wants to fix it. She was told she couldn't do blank, not she was told she can't do blank. That's how my brain wants it, but again, I'm not the best copy editor. Take everything I say with a copy edit with a bit of salt. Oh, perfect. Reading room isn't far from here, Kawataka mumbled under his breath, crawling forward. Yeah, I think so. I think when it's a complete sentence dialogue-wise, but it's not a complete, like it continues on the sentence with non-dialogue, I think then you end it with a comma. That's how I was taught. Always refer to somebody else, though, before me. Once a minute. Thankfully, it's not breaking any rules. Wait, I don't think I even have any romance planned yet. No, as much as the lore and the fighting. So commas are for dialogue tags. Periods are followed by actions. Bleh, Vlad said. Bleh. Vlad walked away. Okay, this is Kawataka mumbled. So yeah, then it would be the comma. Yeah. Good. Thank you for putting it in better words, Heidenheart. Kawataka mumbled under his breath, crawling forward. Still, he was surprised how long he had been going now. Normally, he should have already gotten to the... Thud. His head gently collided with a metal object, and he stopped dead in his tracks. What was... Oh no. With the conveyors turned off, this was turned off too, of course. So this is repetition. Looking up, he could see a ray of sunlight shining deep into the shaft. And in that ray, the gleam of shovels that used to transport ore, but were now stopped, mocked him. I would want more clarity. I think this one's a run-on sentence, and that's giving a little bit of not clarity to it. You still use periods all the time. It's so funny. I think I told you, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm not giving you the exact copy as yet, because you don't need them yet. We're still doing developmental editing stuff with yours. I'm still reading it. But I am, like, before I forget them, I'm like circling everything in my paper version whenever I notice like a spelling error, or I'm like, I think this is a comma instead of a period, or a period instead of a comma, or maybe even semicolon. I'm like marking all the different things. It's so funny. Let's see. Looking up, he could see a ray of sunlight shining deep into the shaft, period. In that ray, the gleam of shovels that used to transport ore but were now stopped mocked him. I do like the split up. It is more clarity because of it's not a run-on sentence, so that's good. This particular sentence, I would maybe rework this one line a bit. Because that used to transport ore but were now stopped mocked him. It's a little clunky. But yes, the splitting it up into the multiple sentences helps a lot. It's just that one little part. I'd rephrase that sentence. Letting out a string of expletives, Kawataka began to climb the elevator. Ore was still stuck in each shovel, so it was hard for him to find a solid foothold. The edges of the shovels cut into his fingers, and the whole device creaked and swayed, not meant to be climbed at all. Luckily, the shovels were not far apart from each other, and despite having to stop frequently to catch his breath, Kawataka made quick progress. Hello, yeah, meet. Oh my god, you want to know when it's not the first chapter, it's one of the later chapters. I want to say it's like chapter 3 or 4, but I could be wrong. It could have been chapter 2, but it's not in chapter 1. I know that it was later. I said one of the settlements is called Rimview. And there's one instance, and I circled it because my dyslexic brain like tripped over it. You actually misspelled Rimview just one time. All the other times Rimview was spelled fine. It's like one one individual instance that Rimview was misspelled, and I was like, oh yeah, wait. But dear God, having the brain cells to actually be a confident copy editor or proofreader, like getting all these spelling missteps, I don't think I could deal with it. I'm circling them if I notice them, but I don't think I could ever have the confidence to, like, with my full chest say, oh yeah, I caught all the spelling errors. I could never. Skyrim view. Oh my God. It was funny. I was just like, oh yeah, hey, I caught it. I hope that doesn't come across as rude. Hey you, you're finally awake. Have you guys seen the pillow with that? With that scene and that little dialogue option in it? It's like a pillow. That way every time you wake up, the first thing you'll see is that pillow saying, hey you, you're finally awake. I thought that was funny. So let's see here. That's a 2-part. That's a 3-part. 2, 3, 4. So this one's all multi-part sentences. This is it. This one. So here we're getting back into those long multi-part run-on sentences. Having that sentence right, having a few shorter ones in here would be helpful. Kawataka made quick progress. The light grew closer, and after what felt like an eternity, he finally poked his head out of the opening. The wind whistled around his head, and one of the seagulls that constantly circled the ship to steal scraps squawked at him from its perch at the top of the chute. The Hoseki was one of the largest mining ships in the world, at 200 meters in length. She was 50 meters wide and had 8 cranes that could unload several tons of ore in just a few minutes. Same thing here, so I would maybe, this is getting really nitty gritty into like line edits. Rather than just in just a few minutes, I would say in minutes, just to shorten it down a little bit, because you have a lot of those little filler words sometimes that are making those sentences longer. She was 50 meters wide and had 8 cranes that could unload several tons of ore in minutes. The chute Kawataka had climbed up came out 20 meters above the main deck. This was intentional to break the ore brought to deck down further using gravity. I would reword that sentence. Looking down, the distance gave him vertigo, and the loose pile of hard rocks below him did not look inviting. Was anyone watching? He looked around, spotting several people in unfamiliar uniforms patrolling with large rifles. One of them glanced over, so he kept his head down. Nothing happened, so after a moment he slowly peeked out again. From his heightened vantage point, he could see a second ship that had drilled itself into the side of the Hoseki. It was a freighter, and with the angle the ship was at, he could see the name Son of Paradise written on its hull. The collision between the two ships had to have been what he felt earlier, but it didn't explain the unfamiliar men. Where were the mercenaries when they needed them? While he observed the situation from above, he noticed the Son of Paradise backing up from the collision. To his surprise, the bow of the dilapidated freighter looked as good as new, and he deduced that it had to be filled with concrete. It's not a wrong use of the word, it just doesn't feel like in line of voice with the last bit I've read. So again, sometimes people comment about like, oh, well, no, it's a correct use of the word, why can't I use that word? And I'm like, does it fit with the rest of the tone of your writing? Does it seem to fit there? And again, writing's more of an art than a science. Sometimes things just don't feel right. So that, I would even just figured, and he figured that it had to be filled with concrete. Feels more in line with what this character has been saying for the last little bit. It was a tactic he had heard of before in attacking other ships. So the people on board must have been pirates, using the element of surprise to overwhelm the crew and mercenaries. I would split this one up. This is some good details here, and I don't want those good details being lost in all the info of a long 3-part run-on sentence. I want clarity here, because this is some good stuff. Good stuff. Them to have 55 stream streak. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for hanging us out with us and yapping so much. What was I saying? He cursed again, but at this point he had nowhere to go, so he waited. He watched as the sun of paradise made a large turn and positioned itself in front of the Hoseki. At this point, all the pirates he could see pulled out grappling hooks and ran to the front, leaving the oars unguarded. Again, I don't know. I'm not a copy editor. Is the plural of oar oars with an S, or is it just still oar? I guess I could look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Plural form of oar. It is oars. Oh my god. That's so funny. Various types of oars or collection of oars. Huh. That's so interesting. I learned something new today. Oh, or if it's one type, but oars if it's multiple types of oars. Oh. Okay, just because you hit enter too soon, it sounded briefly like you were like going for both. Like, that's right, it's oars. That's the correct one. You were playing both sides of the debate. Do you know what time it was when we were discussing my dreams last stream? I have no idea. Seal noises. BRB, you're all good. Oh, you submitted it? That's exciting. He figured this was the best chance he was going to get, so he climbed out, let himself down a bit from the chute, and dropped. The landing was rough, and he tumbled down the rock pile. Stones hit each other all around him, setting him down in a clackering avalanche. Clackering. Is that right? Yeah, it is. I don't know why it looked funny to me. It almost seemed like a Alice in Wonderland-esque, where it's like, yeah, I know what it means, but like, also feels. Don't listen to me. I'm just being silly. I'm being a silly gloophead. What are you doing back there? Baba Bean. Yes, you have claws. You gotta use them correctly. You can't be using them on furniture. That's not what nice Baba Yagas do. No. That's right, that's right. There is a queue. Like I said, after this, it'll probably be Combat Wombat. But yeah, stream is every other day, and I kind of pull people from the queue who are in the chat actively. That way, we can have the back and forth. You can ask questions, I can ask questions, and it's a nice little time just to focus on you. It's kind of like in real life writing critique meetup, right? Where no one's gonna critique your piece if you're not there in the writing group. So kind of view it that way. Just show up a couple times, and yeah, we'll get through the queue, and eventually it will be your turn, as long as you're here. That's kind of the vibe. He heard a cracking sound from his ribs, and a jolt of pain ran through his chest. A broken rib painfully shifted in his chest. Chest and chest is repeated. The seagull added insult to injury by garnishing his clothes with a white splatter from above. Gasping for air, he took a rest at the bottom of the ore mountain, but heaved himself up after a short while and hobbled to the deck structure. Again, sometimes there's just these multiple bits, especially the 3 parts where I don't know why they're smushed together into one sentence. Like, let them be their own independent sentences. Let them breathe a little bit. He opened the door and let himself in. The radio room was near the bridge, so he carefully made his way up the stairs and followed the signs, listening for any footsteps. Hearing nothing, he relaxed, leaving the door open to not be too loud. Like, even here, like, him leaving the door open, like, slowly and trying not to be loud, trying to be super quiet. I'm like, that could be its own sentence. Expand on that more. That would be such a cool little tidbit to really get us into the headspace. Hello, Kay. Oh, you love these streams? Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you for saying so. You were cooking dinner? Hey, Ari, it's so good that you're late. Again, this is just a vibe stream. We're all just hanging out. Come in whenever. What were you making for dinner? Oh, what sport you guys watching? I'm not a very sports cryptid. I don't know too much about sports. But yeah, hey, I still like listening to other people yap about stuff. What kind of sports are you guys interested in now? Walking past the steel door to the bridge, he wanted to peer in, but the door itself was deformed like the lid of a tin of sardines. He was scared of whatever could have caused this destruction and continued to his destination, the radio room. Like I said here, like this door is like deformed. It is a deformed, like, giant steel door. That's scary. But then just briefly mentioned he was scared of whatever could have caused this destruction and continued to his destination, the radio room. It's like breezing past it. That's why I'm like, no, like when you mention a lot of stuff as just parts or fragments in a longer sentence, it loses the impact. The impact of those shorter sentences for really important details or things that you want to have that impact. It's so useful. Like, it could have just been he had no idea what could have caused this destruction, but whatever it was terrified him, period. With no other choice, he continued to his destination, the radio room, right? That kind of bit. Those are 2 separate topics. How fucking scared he is of this horrific display of power and strength. And then, oh yeah, he has to keep walking. He has to go to the radio room still. He's got no other option. Those are 2 separate topics. Once he arrived, he found the room empty. So he entered, closed the door, and wedged a chair against it. He picked up the microphone and set it to the International Naval Emergency Frequency. Without waiting for anyone to answer, he began speaking. This is the Hosaki. We have been taken over by pirates, requesting immediate military support. I repeat. Behind Kawataka, the chair he had put in the door shattered into pieces with a bang as the door flew open. So this one, we're mostly following a very close third-person point of view. You know Banana Ball? Bacon and eggs. The sport is this funny variation of baseball called Banana Ball. What's Banana Ball? Oh my god, a severe thunderstorm warning. Loki thought it was part of the game. Well, you found the Cryptid Roots Instagram account. Hello, it's us. Yeah, we have all the social medias. I was jump scared by in real life. What do you fucking mean you were jump scared by in real life cryptid? In real life cryptid is fucking beautiful and a delight. Fucking jump scared. I'm not that scary. I'm just teasing you. I'm poking fun. It's all good. But yeah, that's why when people are worried about stuff, I'm like, no, because it's a business account. There's a lot of details and stuff you'll hear about me and Roots that you wouldn't normally if this was just us being VTubers. Again, most time VTubers, you do not see their faces, you do not get to know their in real life names sometimes for a lot of them, stuff like that. You don't know where they live. Here, Cryptid Roots is a business. We do patches and embroidery. Roots is my in real life sibling. I'm the older sister. We're Central Florida cryptids, and yeah, we have a business. You'll see us if you're ever in the area at whatever conventions or markets. that we're at. So that's why I'm like, you'll see our faces. We do TikToks and we promote the business. It's just the bit. You know what Cryptid looks like? Yeah, same as anyone else who looks at the Instagram account or the Etsy account. Don't make it sound weird. You were slaying so hard, just wasn't expecting to see your actual face. Yeah, that's me. I don't believe you see Roots' face on any of the accounts, but if you see any of the pictures of the quilts, any quilts that we have for sale, sometimes you'll either see Roots' hands holding up the quilt, or sometimes it's Mama Cryptid holding up the quilt for me to take pictures. Why must you do that? Oh, good, good. What is the difference between New York and Minnesota? The accents for one. The manners and etiquette for another. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what you gotta wait for the VODs of last stream to be uploaded. You can watch the VODs on Twitch, can't you? I mean, I know they're not on YouTube, but you can still see them on Twitch. New York is where the Big Apple is, and Minnesota is where the Minneapolis is. Elaine, boo, get off the stage. Boo. Let's see, Minneapolis, yep, I got that, so I'm like, boo. Boo. So, what was I saying? I was saying before, we've been mostly a very close third person point of view, as in everything we're noticing is stuff that our character, Kawataka, is noticing, even though it's third person. So this one, it's a very slight technical thing, but this gets a little bit more distant, more omniscient third person, as in like Kawataka, the explosion and all the details are happening behind him. He can't see it, but yet it's still saying what happens anyway. So we shifted what type of third person we're doing. So here he can hear the bang, and he can hear something shattering. He might even see splinters shoot past him or even feel them hit him in the back, but he wouldn't actually see or be able to describe the chair shattered into pieces when the door flew open. He doesn't know that yet. He won't know that until he turns around and sees it. He turned around only to be faced with the tallest, scariest woman he had ever seen. And then this would be the scene where the door had been shattered and was laying in parts and pieces all over the floor, and that's when we're realizing what the bang was. Oh, my dream is hard, and I gotta watch it all. I just like keep fasting, like just scrolling through it until I would see like you commenting in the chat, because you can just watch the chat, you know, the little chat thingy here, until you see like a long post from you listing your dreams. Now just keep fast forwarding until you see that. That's a nice easy way to do it. Wait, I don't know how many people are ahead of you. Also isn't in order. Yeah, and sometimes it's really fast. Like someone submitted it before, but we didn't have any people actively in queue that were like up next. So I was like, oh yeah, do you need to go first? And they were like, yeah. And so like they waited like what, 2 days? Got red day. Yeah, you submitted and got red day of. Some people it's a week because they don't show up too frequently, or they show up at the end of the stream when I've already kind of chosen a few people to read for the day. It just depends. The first time recently in chat was simping for the pirate. To be fair, she is 6'9". 6'9". Nice. Her icy blue eyes stared into his soul, fitting perfectly with her white hair, pulled into a long braid that rested on her shoulders. The muscles on her scar-covered arms flexed as she rubbed her shoulder, glaring at him from further above than he had ever seen anyone looking down at him from, with a cold grin. That one is trying to convey too many things in one sentence. That's a run-on sentence. Thank you. Since I'm always here. And then I'm also doing a free edit for you off stream too, so regardless of if it's in the stream or not, you're still getting your edits. And then I think after I'm done with Hidden Heart's edits, if I'm up for it, I think I would have done an editorial report on Act 1 for Chatty Matty for free, and then I would have done developmental edits for Hidden Heart. And after that, I think I'll start opening up requests for just offering edit service, for developmental edit services, as a paid thing, just opening that up for people. It will probably be very limited, and I would still be a baby editor. I'm not like a super experienced editor. I've only had a little bit of practice and stuff, right? So it would still be for like a reduced rate, because I'd still be a baby one. So full disclosure. She's at least 6 feet tall. That's right. She's tall. Hello. Is it Jack the Tiger? Welcome on in. You can tell this community is growing fast because my first time in this community, my submission got read the day I submitted it. But now the last time, it took a few weeks. You love how the community is getting bitter, but I low-key don't want to lose the charm of a smile. I know, it's a hard balance, and I feel bad for people that have to wait for a little bit. Man, when we were first starting doing this, it was Author Relic, and Author Relic knows the change too. He was like, got read every single time for like multiple streams in a row, because there wasn't a lot of people yet. So we would just read a chapter or two of his piece, and then like someone else would wander in and we would like read their submission. So he actually got like multiple streams in a row, mostly focused on him. You came in with a raid? Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for hanging out with us. Yes, we're doing a story critique right now. We are finishing up the last bit of this prologue, and I'm putting out like little line edits as I go, but at the end of it, I'll still give my 1 or 2 major critiques. You guys in chat can also give critiques and feedback. The only rule is, you just gotta be nice about it. It's not your fault at all. Oh my god. You just remembered? Oh, you just, Chatty Matty didn't read something of yours? Oh no. Yeah, and then when he came back, they were already ended. Oh no. So let's see, but yeah, this part I would split in a few smaller sentences. Her straining shirt showed a captain's stripes, painted onto the fabric like a sick joke of what a captain was. Captain's repeated twice in the same sentence. And again, we can't have purposeful alliteration, but sometimes it also just feels wonky. In this instance, it just feels slightly off. It doesn't feel purposeful. The stylized pirate flag on her chest certainly didn't help. But the sickest joke of all was the name tag clipped to her breast pocket, which cheerfully announced, "Hi, I'm..." with the next line being handwritten between 2 smileys. Captain Tammy Hannah Carroll. It sounds like 3 separate Mean Girls names rolled into one. That's not a critique, that's just me like having a little funny, like little haha. Captain Carroll closed her massive hand around Kawataka's in the microphone. She pressed it shut and he screamed in pain. Even more so when the microphone shattered under the pressure and splinters dug into him. This is our weed joke. THC, oh my god. You can't sit with us. Oh my god, Hannah, you can't just ask someone why their name's Kawataka. I made something just for fun in Python? Ooh. Standard addiction calculator. Addiction calculator? You mean addition calculator? That has a 1/5 chance of deciding not to tell you the answer. And just like that, Hannah Karul is going into my name's vault. Oh my goodness. Looks like we missed one. What misguided courage. Oh hey, thank you for the follow. And hey, I hope you like hanging out with the Cryptid cult. What misguided courage. But I respect that. You're coming to the bridge with me. Kawataka's screams persisted as he was dragged across the floor and away. And that is the end of the prologue. He got kidnapped. He got kidnapped by the super tall, muscly, strong pirate lady captain. We have 845 words on the special now, and it's sweet as sugar. Oh my god, I already know you're gonna bring back in all the accents that I'm gonna have to try desperately to do, and I'm not gonna nail them at all. Oh my goodness. So yeah, one of the methods that helped a bit was when we came up with the for the community grow. Oh, actually, let me focus on this. Let me go into that in a second. Let's do our critique here because they've been waiting. So that is the end of the prologue. I think most of it is still not necessarily even like big developmental edit critiques. It's mostly more of the nitty-gritty line edits, making sure there's not run-on sentences, making sure there's an sentence length variation between the amount of commas, how long and short stuff is for maximum impact. Making sure important bits have that space in that room, and they're not just added in as little tidbits to a long multi 3 or 4 parts run-on sentence. That way you actually really get in those details to stand out to the readers, and have it flow better. So it's nothing too big, not any like deep questions I have, not any like pacing issues I have. It's more of just going through and check your line edits, highlight everything one at a time, make sure that there's sentence length variety, make sure there's not too many run-ons, and just doing those line edits. You know that Boston clam chowder. Actually, for the first part. How do I send it? I'm not quite sure. Maybe Chatty Matty can message you, or you can message Chatty Matty. I'm not quite sure. I don't know what Chatty Matty does for theirs. But yeah, it's mostly my big edit is I think for at least this prologue, I don't see any developmental editing stuff I would do at this point without reading further and seeing everything in context with the big work. I know, again, I'm normally a harsher judge with a prologue. This one does get me a little... For a prologue, it makes me a little worried with the length. It is a very long... But I think I said this even with my first critiques of this part, right? It gets a little long. It makes the readers a little overly attached here to Kawataka and think this is the story that we're reading. And in reality, it's not. We actually follow another person and a slightly different timeline, and this is just a little hint of things to come. So with that, I always want to be like, oh, maybe cut it a bit, but you know, that's just maybe a personal preference thing for me. I would listen to somebody who's a more experienced editor or agent than me on that topic. Maybe I'm just biased in wanting shorter prologues. That could just be a me thing. Do raccoons have different accents? Or do they have their own accent? Or do they have different accents that are geographic but different from the human ones? It's whatever you want. There's not any really hard rules over here. We're just having fun. But yeah, they definitely write some of the animals and some of the raccoons and stuff as having different accents and things. And then the kind of vibe is that some raccoons are speaking in raccoon and other raccoons are speaking in like English or in other languages that are human languages, but that they can all still understand each other. It's still fine. So it's whatever you want. It's a little loosey-goosey. I'm not answering that one. Oh my, can you open your stream chat? Because for some reason everything needs a phone number now. What? Why does everything need phone? I don't know any of this. Jeez. Talked about today, and then the prologue is set in stone. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. But then yeah, anything other bigger developmental edit critiques, I can't give you without knowing more of the scope, without having read stuff. Sometimes those bigger edits of like, oh yeah, you need to like cut out this chapter, can't happen until you read the whole work, the whole finished thing, and then you're looking at everything in context, and you're like, oh well, that chapter was really well written, but it makes no sense with the bigger concept of the story. So like, yeah, it needs to get the fuck out of here. It needs to go. So again, without knowing more about the whole story, I've read the first few chapters previously. Without knowing the whole story, I can't make any other bigger developmental stuff. It's just line edits, and then otherwise I feel like this is a really strong piece. I always said I actually really like the prologue. It kind of stands out on its own as like a short story, or even like could be its own thing. And it's even the synopsis, the bit I told you of like, oh, sometimes readers get too hooked on the prologue when it's long. This is what they want to read, not the actual main character bit. It's the same thing. I actually like the prologue more than I liked the first couple of chapters of the story. I liked following Kawataka. I liked hearing trying to desperately reach out and the pirates would take it. It's a fun bit. It's really compelling. And then I was reading somebody else, and I'm like, no, I don't want to read about this. I want to keep reading about Kawataka. To be on to access my chat. Oh, I don't need either. I'm learning so many new things. But otherwise, that is my critique for that. Let me get your name off my Weave screen so no one thinks you're the silly person to have read a little scratch sheet. That's our Weave screen. All hail the Weave screen. All hail. It's making you criticize your own chapter 1 now. Hey, you can always join the queue too. You can always join the Discord, submit your piece. Not a lot of rules, just a few rules. Nice and simple little. It takes like a minute to fill out the Google form to add your stuff to the queue. But yeah, and then maybe we can critique it here. But definitely, even if your stuff isn't up on the list today, I still think it's really nice sitting in and listening to other critiques, because then you can start applying stuff, right? Like me, now having done critiques and done stuff, now I can look at my older work, right? I can look up, this is one of the pieces I'm typing up because it's all only written on paper. It's all typed up on paper from my college years, from my creative writing class in college. And now I'm looking back on this piece and I'm like, I'm noticing stuff that I give in critiques now, and I'm like, oh, I'm noticing stuff here where we start in one scene, we kind of go back into a flashback sequence a bit with explaining the background lore, and then we get back into the modern day where we're timeline jumping a little bit in the first bit, and that's something I normally look out for. Even right, see, even I like my comma. Like I said, I'm not a hater of commas. I'm just like, oh yeah, make sure you add sentence variety though, right? But I can look back now and I'm like, ooh, wait a second, I got a couple commas. I got a couple multi-part sentences back to back. It sneaks up on you. But yeah, once you hear something, you can kind of look back on your own piece, and it's good to know. Oh, a good time in this book in general. Oh no, Kawataka. My uwu baby bean. English teacher here, but I know I have my own lens on things. I love hearing other critiques, so it helps me look at other things I tend to miss on my own. Absolutely. Team Oxford, comma. Yeah. Again, it's so hard to be too close up to your own work. Like I said, like I can sit here and I can give you guys feedback and critique, right? And I can apply some feedback and critique to my own work. But I also know parts of it are, I'm in my own head. I'm visual, everything's in my head. I'm understanding the story because it's a story in my brain cell. That doesn't necessarily mean I actually have it all out on the paper. Like in the earlier draft of The Last Ballerinas, which is a short story. It's a little Twilight Zone themed story. It's a short story that's supposed to sound like it could be a Twilight Zone episode type thing. That was the gist of it. I had a lot of background scenery details in. So like I was describing the setting a lot. And then I was doing self-edits and I noticed I described the scenery too much. There was too much background details. So I did a very harsh edit and I removed a lot of details of the scenery, the surroundings, what it looked like. And then when I had the critique circle in college, people were then pointing out, hey, wait, what is the setting? I'm confused. I had done too harsh of an edit. I removed too many details, and then it was leaving readers confused. They didn't know how the scenery was. They didn't know what they should be picturing for the background. So sometimes even when you think you know an edit or a critique, you can sometimes overdo it or underdo it. Hi, nerd, it's good to see you. And that's one of the things right now. Am I like a horrible writer? Am I a terrible critique person? No. it's what happens with every writer, right? You're too caught up in your head. You can't see it. That's why critique partners and critique circles are so helpful. They're so valuable. You get that feedback. Anyway, what was happening here? You got the hiccups? Oh, I hate the hiccups. They actually hurt. Whenever I get hiccups, they like hurt, and I hate it. Anyway, furry combat wombat. I always want to say wombat combat. I believe if you are ready for it, you could be up next. Let me go ahead and delete this one and pull up the Discord. And let me go ahead and edit. That should go. Save. Okay, there we go. Let me find. There we go. This is a short story of yours. Pulls up a piano and plays Discord. Oh my goodness. Let me go ahead and get everything set up for us here so we can start critiquing our next lovely amazing writer. This, and then I will copy your username so everyone can know the amazing writer. This one is a bit long, so I might have to move stuff around to make sure people can see it. And my color. Is that good? Can you guys see it? Yeah, I think you guys can see it. This is a short story. It's 3,200 words, so it's just a little bit. It's just a little tidbit. Let me see. It is 10 pages, so I probably won't be able to do the full 10 pages in one reading. I'll probably aim for 4 or 5-ish. It doesn't look too packed. If my voice is starting to hurt, I might just aim for 3. But I'll read until a good stopping point the first couple of pages, and then if you'd like us to continue reading it, then you just resubmit. Nice and easy. Some self-care. See you around. Thank you so much for submitting. Yeah, you can even see an example here, right? We finished the second part of the prologue for them, and now they're resubmitting. They're resubmitting into the queue for chapter 1. Hi, Headhunter. I just had my favorite game of Blades in the Dark. Fantastic time. Wait, what? Such a phenomenal session? Blades? Is it like a D&D thing? Or is it like an actual like game on the computer or something, or on a PlayStation or something? Blades is a tabletop role-playing game. Got it. Okay, so yeah, that sounds good. Okay. That's why I was like, oh, like, is it like D&D? It's one of the tabletop role-playing games. That sounds fun. That sounds fantastic. I definitely want to, in the future, I think, try and join a D&D-esque thing on Discord. Or not on Discord, on Twitch here. Be part of a Twitch group that does a D&D thing. And just have that as one of my weekly Twitch streams. I think that would be really fun. I'm looking for more things to add variety to the channel. Tell my students 1 or 2 things when they have hiccups. 1, take 10 gulps of water holding your breath. That doesn't work. Kick them in front of the class as loud as you can. I'd be too scared. Have you signed in on Ellipsis? I don't think so. I'm lazy. It might make me giddy. Yeah, again, it's just, I don't do a lot of writing on the computer, unless I have to, like for you guys. Like, unless it's stuff for stream, I do not write on the computer at all. I write pen and paper. So it's not, like, a huge thing for me to have a writing thing on the computer. You play a crew of criminals in a gothic Victorian city that's haunted and surrounded by lightning walls. What? That sounds dope as fuck. I want a TV show. I want an animated movie series. Give it to me stat. I love it. I love the premise. I already love the vibes. Alrighty, so I know it's a short story. We're reading the first couple of pages, and then you can resubmit. Is there anything in particular for a combat wombat that you want us to focus on for your critique? It can be on characters, it can be on pacing, it can be on dialogue, anything like that. You're just like, I really struggled with this aspect of writing. Can you focus on that? If not, it will just be a general critique, and I'll point out whatever spelling or line little edits and fixes I could do, and I'll give the 1 or 2 critiques at the end. Oh, hiccup. Fuck, now I got a hiccup. No. All my specials and ellipses because the background, you love it. Ooh, that's exciting. So this is a semester with Professor Treppert. Go on, hiccup loudly for the stream. I don't know if I can make myself hiccup loudly. I just have a little silent. I think I mostly have silent hiccups. They just hurt. They hurt like a motherfucker. Which I know you would love. Ooh, that's exciting. Nothing in particular, though I have been made aware that it gets a bit slower in the middle. The short story was the result of a 7-week workshop in university a few years ago. Oh, that's exciting. Thank you for the 5-stream streak, Sanctify. Hello, hello. And hi, Trickster. You love the color background so much. That's exciting. Now, you guys can kind of... just with Google Docs, I do a lot of the black one with the white background. It helps a lot. Hello, hello. Welcome on in, Raiders. Hello, welcome on in. Let me type a message in case you guys get stuck in ads. Welcome, Raiders. It's a raid. Hello, welcome in. I hope you guys are all comfy and cozy. What were you guys doing? How was your stream? Were you guys doing anything fun? Right now, we are just starting. You guys came in at the perfect time. We are going to read a couple pages of this short story. You can see the author in the upper right-hand corner. And I'll be giving critique and feedback. And you guys in chat can also give critique and feedback. The only rule is you just... Oh my god. The only rule is you just gotta be nice about it. I thought I did something wrong. I thought I messed with your thing. I thought I just deleted all the work. Hello, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you like hanging out with the Cryptid cult. That literally gave me a mini heart attack. I would have felt so fucking horrible if something happened to your work while I was looking at it on my stream. It's our time for you. Have fun. It was nice meeting. It was so nice meeting you, Jack the Tiger. Thank you for hanging out with us. You sent your doc in the Google Forms for your remake of Abyssal Shadow. Did I end up miss it? Or is it still in queue? You were in the queue like 3 times, Lord Sanctify, so I think you're good. It was just finding a time when we could get you in stream when I wasn't already reading somebody else. Sometimes I poke you on the Discord. I'm sometimes poking people to get them read a little bit. I'm trying to get people pulled so I can get their stuff read. You had an author interview today. You were the interviewee. Oh my goodness, it was a lot of fun. That sounds amazing. Super, super huge congrats for you on that. What a fun thing to do. What a fun part of your career. That's amazing. Christy was an awesome interviewee. Oh my god, look at this. This is fantastic. There were things I forgot we were doing it, and we were just having a conversation. Oh, that sounds like such a nice vibe. That sounds like such a nice bop. I love that idea. You just changed the dark mode for you. Thank you, Furry Combat Wombat. But yeah, I was so worried. I'm like, please don't let Furry Combat Wombat lose all their work while I'm looking at it. I just want to keep it chatty. Nice, nice, nice. This is so... I love the vibes here. This is fantastic. So you guys were just having like fun little interviews, interviewing authors and stuff. Were you interviewing like a new released book, or were you just being interviewed on your author career? Like, what's it like being an author? How many books you've done, your writing process, all that good stuff. Or was it like a book release? So like, oh yeah, I have this book out now. It's about so-and-so. Here's some of the stuff in it. If you like these type of genres, you'll like it. That kind of vibe. Why did my model glitch out there? Oh my god. Things are happening. I'm just gonna start reading. Oof, before something goes wrong. A semester with Professor Treppert. Many people spent the spring semester hanging out with friends and cheering for the deaths of the last snowman. Oh! Okay, jeez. That's rough. Thank you so much for the 10-stream streak. That's so sweet. Let's go. About being an author. But I also released my 3rd book in April, but didn't dive deep into them. That's so exciting. Congrats on your 3rd released book. That's a huge milestone. That's amazing. You do interviews most weekends, usually with a co-host, but not always. to hear about different writers and the creative processes. That sounds so fun. 2 more streams and you've got a 40 stream streak. Oh my god, let's go. Let's go. It's still kind of wild. I still can't believe I'm nearing that 1-year anniversary of this channel being created. I kind of, since I didn't do too much with it, I only had a few streams, some gaming streams, before November. I kind of in my head assumed like oh yeah, kind of November is my official, real serious start on the channel. But yeah, technically you're right. So I started it a few months earlier, and I did a couple attempts at streams. You played Peak? That was after November. Pre-November, I played Grimshire, and I played a demo of that Alice in Wonderland theme game. That kept failing like 30 fucking bajillion times. Oh my god. You get a spin on the wheel with that kind of streak in your channel? What kind of things are on the wheel? What things are on the wheel? What kind of prizes are there? What? Oh my god, I'm hearing so many things I should be doing instead. I have a lame channel. You've gotten drunk from that wheel. Oh no. Yeah, it's not. I'm lame over here. I don't like alcohol. It just tastes bad. I'm just a fucking baby. I don't like it. And when something tastes bad, I don't like eating or drinking it. So I'm a baby. I actually really don't drink much at all. So I can't have people asking like, oh, you should do like a drinking and reading stream and stuff, or like drinking and fanfic reading streams, and I'm like, I'll drink soda, I'll drink hot cocoa. It can be like warm, cozy vibes. That whiskey day was brewed. Oh my god. Why are you doing it if you don't like alcohol? Oh, that's so funny. You have an irrational fear of alcohol? Oh, you had a panic attack when your dad tried to get you to drink a virgin margarita? Yes, I know. Hey, it's all good. If something scares you, it scares you at the end of the day. But yeah, that whiskey day was, I bet, especially if you didn't even like it. That's so rough. Anyway, but yeah, these poor snowmen. Many people spent the spring semester hanging out with friends and cheering for the deaths of the last snowmen. Personally, in what little free time I had, I tended to retreat to my dorm room, lamenting on my building's lack of air conditioning in the swelter. It's not as if I couldn't make friends, or that I preferred being alone. I just didn't see the point since I'm only here for a year. I think the tense switched here. I tended to retreat. It's not as if I couldn't. I just didn't see the point since I'm only here for half a year. I just didn't see the point since I would only be here for a year. Since I'd only be here for a year. I don't know, something about that one. I'm like, it's slightly off in my brain. It also makes me sing and dance. There's truth or dare, lots of silliness. Ooh, a truth or dare could be fun. I don't really do like singing or dancing. I do my little humming bits sometimes, but I'm not really like a singing VTuber. I think a lot of people expect, since I'm a VTuber model, that I'll sing, because there's the big idol culture with VTubers, and I'm like, no, please, I wouldn't I wouldn't wish hearing my singing voice on anybody. But how a truth or dare actually sounds really fun. Since I was only. Oh yeah, since I am only, since I was only. That's a good way of it. Okay, I wasn't quite sure, but yeah, maybe it's I am. Since I was only here for a year. That could be a good way to do it too. But yeah, something about that one line that it's slightly off to me. I'd double check it. I had friends back at my old college, and I still talk to them from time to time, but distance complicates things, especially when you're the only one who's 1,000 miles away. The school pulled my financial aid after I failed some stupid linear algebra class. I swear the professor just didn't know what he was talking about. Point is, I couldn't afford to stay. Thus, my senior year was spent here, at Grenzia University, doing my best to get the last of my required courses for my computer science degree. One of these was my second attempt at linear algebra. One of these is off. You'd head to bed, but thank you for taking care of the badger community. Oh, thank you so much. And here it's like a raccoon community, so that actually works really good. Badgers and raccoons, what cute little critters. Don't feed them after midnight, they might get sassier. Are you guys all sassy badgers? Oh my goodness, that's funny. Yeah, but have a great night. Thank you so much for the raid, and I hope you're all comfy and cozy. But anyway, let's keep reading. But yeah, right now I'm noticing just slightly off things. And again, I'm not the best copy editor. I'm better at more developmental editing stuff. But I would go back on some stuff because some of these individual tenses or words are throwing me off a smidgen. They're raising some little flags in my brain. They might be light. You guys are sassy. Yeah, my raccoons are pretty sassy varmints, but you guys are all good varmints, and that's all I ask. You guys can be sassy as long as you guys are also good. At least on my stream. That's all I ask. I learned about as much in the first half of the semester as I had last time. Eigenvector? I hardly know her. Professor Triport seemed like any other math professor. He was apparently well known for developing proofs for some theorems in the past few years. He wore a suit and carried around a canvas bag that was the same light gray as his curtained hair, which slightly overlapped his bifocals, stolen right off of Harry Potter's face. This one's a bit of a run-on sentence. He explained things at least a slight bit more intuitively, but it was still just a garbled mess of matrices, and using some ancient witchcraft to determine X, Y, and Z. I try to take notes sometimes, but formulas on my page have a distinct tendency to transform into drawings of Pokemon without me even realizing. I felt a jolt, not from the graphite Pikachu, as I heard the words midterm and tomorrow escape Professor Treeport's mouth. You'd hate my stuff if tense is an issue? Hi, by the way. Well, one, I wouldn't hate your stuff, and it's not about me liking or hating anything. This isn't like a, submit your stuff and see if Cryptid gives it her personal stamp of approval, adds it to her library, and reads over it every day for forever. It's a critique group. That's all this is. And I just read over it and I try to point out things. I try to point out things to help you in your individual writing career, storytelling career, or journey. That way we all become better storytellers together. So if you know that you have a tense issue, and you've done some self-edits and it's still a struggle, I would help pointing out whatever I could. Again, I'm not the best copy editor though, that's not my specialty. But I point out whatever I can, and I'm more developmentally focused. I'm more of a developmental editor, so we're looking at big picture stuff, characters, voice, tone, pacing, plot holes, stuff like that. That's more of my focus. But hey, if I ever notice tense issues, spelling issues, run-on sentences, I'll point it out when I can. Why not? That's part of a critique group. We're pointing out everything we can. But it's not for like a gold trophy of like, oh yeah, Cryptid likes this one. You guys can submit things I don't like. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to give you guys time and attention and try my best, though. That's right, they are easier fixes than you think. It's just like, at least when I ever catch myself doing, because again, I'm not like the most perfect, amazing writer ever, right? Like I still do these issues and stuff too. So whenever for me personally, whenever I catch stuff like that in my own writing, I'm like, God damn it. Why did my brain do that? What was past me thinking? That's all it is. And then you just fix it and you move on. You're like, God damn it. Grumble, grumble, grumble. And then it's all done. That's all that happens. So let's see. So here in this in the second paragraph, when it's like, oh, the professor just didn't know what he was talking about, I was almost like, oh, does our character think they know more about mathematics than, or more about algebra than their professor does, and therefore the professor just doesn't know what he's talking about? Come on, model, stop glitching out. That's what it kind of seemed like to me, but now it seems to be like, no, they do not understand. It's all witchcraft, this X, Y, and Z stuff. It's all shenanigans. Who can understand it? It's a purple pinata multiplying times a zebra equals a Pikachu, right? It makes nonsense. There's nothing here. But it did throw me off in the beginning. By the midterm tomorrow, escape Professor Treeport's mouth. Was it really time for midterms already? I was nowhere near ready. Already and ready, it's not technically repetition, but it's the two readies, one after the other, that it feels repetition-y. Thankfully, unlike my professor at my old school, Professor Treport at least was kind enough to give us a study guide, with some example problems with solutions, along with some exercises for practice. Again, run-on sentence. I never understood the mindset of professors that gave non-mandatory work. I just don't see why anyone would put in any more work than they need to for a class like this. Don't get me wrong, I greatly appreciated the study guide, but there's no way I ever see myself doing extra problems just for practice. What's the point if I don't get credit for them? Then why is she saying thankfully there's the study guide? She's saying why would I would never do it. That night, I scanned over the study guide for about 30 seconds, if only to convince myself that I made an effort. My phone rang with the default tone. Hey, Mom? Question mark. Hey, how are classes going? She asked. They are fine, I guess. For dialogue, it's sometimes to make it more natural. We sometimes do contractions. When we speak, we more normally use contractions. It can depend, like you can have like a certain character that is very formal or very like regal and royal, very, very, very articulated, who does not use contractions. But in general, for more natural sounding dialogue, I mean, we can do contractions. So in this case, it's they're fine, I guess, instead of they are fine, I guess. Do you need anything? Do you have enough food? I'm fine. What are you up to? I'm studying for my Lin Alg midterm. I lied. Wait, I know we do. This is me now. This is me genuinely asking. I know that we do those abbreviations when writing stuff. Like you wouldn't always write out your class, especially on like your class schedule, linear algebra. But to actually say Lin Alg out loud, that just sounds... It sounds funny. Like out loud, I'd still say, "Oh, I'm just studying for my algebra, for my linear algebra." Like, wait, like when there's those abbreviations for class schedules, do people actually say it out loud? I haven't seen this. Am I old? Am I just weird? Have I been overly formal this whole time? Then that's just how it would be pronounced. Yes, we say it out loud. What? But one, you also... What? I've never heard this. I've never heard this. I've never heard someone be like, oh yeah, I'm taking Lin Alg. Like, what? Like, whenever I was taking, like, sometimes you can do, like the letters. Like, you wouldn't say, like, advanced placement history. You do, oh yeah, I'm doing AP history. I've heard that. I have heard that. We've done that before. I haven't heard this one. That sounds so funny to me. I'm studying for my Lin Alg midterm. I lied. Oh, that's great to hear. Again, I think there can be contractions. That's great to hear. I'm really happy to see you making a real effort. A little goes a long way, you know. I'm sure you will pass this time. I'm sure you'll pass this time. I was talking to other parents at your old school, and they also say that your old math teacher you had wasn't all there, you know? They say he's got tenure and just refuses to retire. But I don't want my rambling to keep you from your studies. Call me if you need anything. Love you. Bye. So with this, especially in context of where we're having the back and forth here, sometimes it becomes a wall of dialogue. Yeah, you might have heard me mention this with other people when they submit their stuff. I'm looking out for a wall of dialogue. Having little breaks in it, like the I lied, right? That's a great personality, like little tidbit in to add, and it breaks it up a bit. but sometimes we don't want the constant, especially multiple line after line after line, just dialogue without any breaks, without anything to give an emotional response. Like maybe after it wasn't all there, you know, maybe our character could like emotionally flinch. Maybe she's already like mentally checking out and kind of like zoning out a bit. Like there would be a little description here, and then it continues. They say he's got tenure and just refuses to retire. But don't worry, I'm willing to keep you from your studies. Call me if you need anything. Love you. Bye. Um, and then there can even be a thing of like, oh yeah, she was so relieved that this was the shortest yapping session her mom has ever had. Love you too. Bye. That kind of bit. Oh, this is where my middle section slows down. Wait, this is the middle section? This is only the second page. Wait, what do you mean? That's out of a 10-page thing. That's only the second page. We're still in the beginning. Love you too. Bye. I was glad to hear from Mom, despite the dread of knowing how much I was letting her down. I could almost see it already. Her relentlessly messaging other parents and protesting to the administration that I ought to graduate, despite not passing this class. Losing her voice, screaming about how hard I work as tears flood her tomato-colored face. I could see Dad stopping her from hitting someone with her small purse. The thought was unbearable. What was I supposed to do? I simply could not understand this matrix stuff. Is there a better way than continuing to say character name says and does blah blah blah? Again, like it doesn't have to be after every line. Like here, I was actually pretty okay with it, right? And we only have one thing. It was she asked, and then it's a couple back and forth lines, and then I lied. And I think the lied one is a really strong like personality bit. So I actually really like this part. They just have this back and forth bit. It's just when it's the big massive wall, it's just constant sentences one after another. Even if it's to show that the character is going on a monologue kind of bit, it's still good for the readers to break it up a smidgen. And with here, I'm not even saying that you had to have that dialogue tag or description after every line here. I'm literally just saying like, oh, just add one. Just add one. Split this up into 2 pieces. It's just 1. And then that would be good. And then we have the I love you too, bye. And then we're back into the character's point of view. Just this internal thoughts. So that's what I'm saying, like, just not leaning too heavily in it, but not doing the opposite speedrun of what you're saying. So if like, oh yeah, every single line has to have a dialogue tag, give us all the descriptions. I'm like, no, let it flow. Just don't let it flow too long, but then the words glaze over the readers' heads, right? We want a little split. We want a little pause break. To give us an indicator of how we should be reading the scene a smidgen. Hi, Headhunter. He made some good old mac and cheese because that's all we can afford. It's okay. I have a lot of ramen. I have a lot of ramen and a lot of like those pizzas you just throw into the oven. Hey, I feel ya. Oh my goodness, it be what it be. Starting your own business has not been, especially in the past couple years in the US, has not been an easy road. Especially for like a patch embroidery business. I'm over here looking at my past self like, what were you thinking? Especially now we're leaning more into clothes and apparel and hats and stuff, and those are like higher profit margins because they're bigger ticket items. And I'm like, man, I should have been doing this from the start. It would have made it. Everything's hindsight's 2020, right? But I'm like, man, you just moved out too, so you're only starting. Oh my goodness, huge congrats! It's such an interesting time to be freshly moved out and on your own. I did that for college. I was actually several hours away from home. I was in with my at the time fiance, and yeah, I had my own apartment with them, and I was going to college, and I had several jobs, and I was doing all the different stuff. But man, it was a fun little adventure. It was just too stressful. It was stressful. We do have a lot of hindsight about 2020. Don't remind me. I don't want my depression. My depression's gonna sneak up behind me with a bat and clock me on my head. I had a fiance. I was engaged, yeah, and then right before all the COVID stuff, right at the beginning of 2020, I actually called it off, and we split up, and I moved back. I'd already got my degree and everything at my college, which was good. And I moved back here, and yeah, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I was gonna change my hair up a little bit. I got my hair done. I was getting all excited. I had my new job again, and uh, and then boom, all the COVID stuff was happening. And then everything was shut down. I'm like, God damn it. Just trying to just breaking off from all this. Yeah, he wasn't a very good dude. So it was actually really good. I'm glad I called it off. Sad I didn't call it off earlier, but he was not a nice person anymore. But yeah, I was a fully off on my own. I was living my life, and I was like an actually fully engaged cryptid. I had a fiance and everything. I had the ring. I had a couple diamonds on, and the whole thing. Can I do a Russian accent like "Privyet"? That's all I know. And the vodka and the "Privyet." So that's just vodka, and that's just hello. Now, was that a good accent? Probably fucking not. Full disclosure. Sniffs. Men. Men are gross. They're not very good. You asked me to do an accent. Told you they wouldn't be good. Oh my goodness. As a man, I can confirm we nasty. See, you guys got cooties. That's good enough. Oh, what did I do to deserve this shade? You thought something very different when you said I said Snips, man. I'm reading what you guys write. This is a trap. This is a trap. Oh my, okay, got it. I was like, the shade. I'm under attack. Banned. Who's after combat? I don't know yet. We're gonna find out. I'll see how my voice is after this too. So we are just finishing up. We are just starting the top of page 3. So now I can start kind of having a bit here. And I'm just to clarify, wondering what the whole bit is with this short story. Because I'm not sure if that intro, the starting scene, is the right start of the story. We're kind of trailing around a little bit. It doesn't seem like a super strong grab. It doesn't feel like it's the start of where you want the story to be. But I'll go ahead and keep reading. But I wonder if there's, as I keep reading, there's going to be a stronger place where I'm like, oh, this is the start of the story. This is where things are happening. Let me take a sippy real quick. I'm gonna do a Russian accent later. Oh, fuck. Oh, my lo-fi beats. There we go. So they simply could not understand this Matrix stuff. As I went to set my phone down, I got a storm of notifications. And it's interesting how phones these days seem to know when you are looking at them. A couple of comeback notifications from old mobile games I never uninstalled. Some emails about scholarship opportunities, and then a new chapter of my favorite manga. I read the chapter and then proceeded to spend that night watching people on YouTube react to the chapter, in addition to taking an online quiz for one of my programming classes. Data structures, finally a topic I understood. I walked into the lecture hall for my midterm. Professor Treport said it was closed notes, but there was no way I was passing like that. Veving? Instead of wedding, it's veving. Veving. It sounds like revving, like when you're revving a car. It's veving. Is there not like at least one D? It shouldn't be like vedding. Vedding. I'm not sure. There's no way I was passing like that. I sat myself in the far back, right under the cameras, a well-known blind spot. I'm not proud of this, but I spent the midterm typing questions onto the phone that rested on my leg. Is it onto the phone or into a phone? That's a copy. That's a grammar question. And again, I'm not saying I know the right or wrong way to do it. That's me asking you guys. I'm not sure if it's onto the phone or into the phone. It should also be my phone, into the phone, into my phone. No, I guess because it's my leg. Once I had all the answers filled in, along with the steps, as given by the godsend of a website known as Wolfram Alpha. I remember that website. I did that a lot when I was struggling with algebra in high school, because I was in some advanced classes in high school. But I'm better at statistics. I was actually really good at statistics. I was not good at algebra. And Wolfram Alpha does actually, like, walk you through stuff, or at least it did. I don't know what it's like now, especially with all this AI nonsense. But it would walk you through steps and explain things. So it was a nice thing to have for my homework, to understand the thought process. All good. I'm not ready for this new Raccoon 6 news entry. Oh my goodness. It's either veving or vebbing. Oh no, vebbing sounds wrong. Vebbing sounds wrong. I think veving. Veving sounds smoother. That's interesting. I discreetly slid my phone back into my pocket. This is 1, 2, 3, 4-part sentence. 2, 3. 2-part. So one of the things I'm noticing, there's a lot of multi-part sentences, and by multi-part I mean it's a sentence split into parts with commas or semicolons. They're not technically wrong. The commas are in the right spots, but one of the things I do for line, it's making sure the reading flow is pretty good. And a way to have really good reading flow is to have variety in your sentence lengths. So we want some of those short, not split up sentences, along with our medium length sentences, and then those longer sentences, which can have a comma or two for voice and stuff. But when you have a lot of long run-on sentences back together, multi-part sentences back to each other, it ruins the flow a little bit. So I would go back and look. And one of the ways I always tell all my lovely raccoons here in chat, if you need to double check it, if you're just blindly reading it and you can't pick up on it, is to actually physically highlight it. So here we have a short one, we have a 2-part one, right, because that's the 1 comma. So I'm like, okay, that's good. And then we have 1, 2, 3-part sentence. And then 1, 2 part sentence, 1, 2, 3, 4-part sentence, another short one, and another short one. So some of those longer part ones in the middle, I would split up a bit to have a smoother, not too many long ones back to back of each other. It can sometimes ruin the flow a bit. I walked up to the front of the class. I placed my exam onto the stack of about 20. The next day, Professor Trueport began speaking with his usual tone akin to a therapist. Granted, I'd never been to therapy. I've never been to therapy. I've only seen the depictions of it on TV, with the patient lying on a couch crying, and the expressionless therapist saying, "Tell me more," with their pad and pen in hand. Hello, class. I'm about halfway through grading your midterms. In seeing some common errors in many of the exams, I will be putting you all into smaller groups based on how you did on the exam. I'll be helping you guys to shore up these common weaknesses in preparation for the final. You all should expect an email in the next few days regarding your group placement and meeting time. Yeah, his dialogue, his voice. I know he's supposed to sound a bit like a therapist, but it doesn't quite sound like a natural human. So I would maybe look back on his voice particularly. He does use a contraction here, so he's not supposed to sound robotic. So then there's some other places too where I could see him having contractions, like "I'll be putting you all into smaller groups," not "I will be putting you all into smaller groups." based on how you did on the exam. Any accents you'll want to hear Cryptid talking? No. None. None. In America, you say cheeseburger. In Soviet Russia, cheeseburger eats you. Oh my goodness. You just remember that meme? Hello, Rebecca. It's good to see you. Welcome on in. Gotta hand it to him. That's a really cool thing to do as a professor. My email was already in my inbox by the time I got back to my dorm room. Is it my email? If he's emailing her, so should it just be the email was already in my inbox by the time I got back to my dorm room? Might be the instead of my. Hello. You have been placed in Group C. This group meets from 2 to 2:50 p.m. every other Tuesday, right after class. These meetings are mandatory, and thus I have checked all of your schedules and assured that there are no conflicts. See you then, Professor Treeport. I don't remember this kind of stuff in college. You're replacing Russian to French? No, please. Please. I can have fun with the Russian accent. I can have fun. It won't be good, but I'll have fun. The French one I'll just keep butchering, and that's really sad because of how many fucking years I took French. Please, no. Will there be Reference 6 news tonight? I don't think so. Did you hear my joke? I read it. You said, in America, you eat cheeseburger. In Soviet Russia, cheeseburger eats you. I said it out loud. I said it here out loud on the stream. What do you mean? Oh my goodness. Oh, let's see. What's this? Banned. I don't know. I remember professors asking you out of class times if you could do stuff, or if you could be in meetings, or if you could do stuff, and then you had to like accept it, and then you would be expected, especially with like theater stuff, you'd be expected to do these performances, so they would give you the time and dates way ahead of time so you could have the time off from and stuff. But college students are working. You have jobs. I had 3 jobs at one point. Like, dear God. Stuffing my face. Yeah, I said it out loud. I considered lying about a conflict, but it was more trouble than it was worth. I'd have to show up, but it would be fine. I could just sit in the back and keep my mouth shut. After all, this group is likely all of the people who had near-perfect scores, so there wouldn't be a lot to discuss. I walked into the smaller classroom after class that next Tuesday. This classroom is in an older building, which was in need of drastic renovations. Yes, so see this one, if you read this line. I considered lying about a conflict, but it was more trouble than it was worth. This is 1/10, right? It's no, I'm not talking about the was. That's fine. That's correct. But considered it then it was worth. This is past tense. My email was already in my inbox by the time I got back to my dorm room. That's dialogue, that's fine. I have only seen the depictions of it on TV. I think it's past tense. But then it goes, this classroom is in an older building, which was in need of drastic renovations. I think it's suddenly switched to present tense. The stairs up to the second floor felt like they could buckle at any time, but they never did. I was the last to get to the classroom. Yes, I was the last to get to the. It's back to past tense again, but I wasn't late. Professor Treeport closed the door and I locked it. It's supposed to all be past tense, but yeah, I think some present slipped in at points. And no one was judging you. You're fine. Headhunter, what are you doing? You're fine. And Professor Treeport closed the door and locked it. He gave us a look that said it all. My stomach sank as I realized how screwed I was. Welcome to a discussion about academic honesty. I wonder how... It doesn't say how many other people are here. It says they were the last to get to the classroom, but they weren't late. So I don't know if it's like 1 or 2 other people in here. Is it 5 people? Is it 10 people? I'm not sure. Welcome to a discussion about academic honesty, Professor Treeport said. I was a mouse in a snake's cage. All there was left to do was let the fangs sink in. There was no getting out of this. And then I'll stop like halfway through this page 5. The truth is, it really isn't all that important, he said. I'm sorry, what? One student asked. Okay, so there is at least one other student here. I know you all cheated on the midterm, and you are not in trouble. Let me explain why I made this group. There it was, a hole in the snake's cage. But first things first, do not discuss what happens in these discussions. If asked, make up something believable. We are working on cross products, change of basis, whatever. If the administration finds out about what is happening in this discussion, I get the boot, and I'm taking all of you down with me. All 10 of you are seniors, and you need the credit for this class to graduate. What I am getting at is that I am not condemning your choice to cheat on the midterm. What I will condemn, however, is your choice to do a poor job at hiding it. I will help you all to remedy that. Nobody in the classroom lowered their guard. I wish there were some, because again, his tone of voice, he has a little bit more personality in... Oh my god! There's a spider. Hold on, there's a spider. I'm gonna die. Everyone watch out, Cryptid's gonna fucking die live on stream. There's a goddamn spider, it's right next to my stuff. It's next to the computer. It ran away, it's hiding in a drawer. Fuck, I don't even have my phone open. You cats are useless. You can't hit it. I think it's underneath the laptop right now. Oh my god.
It's just a daddy long legs?
No. It was an orange spider thingamajiggy. It was small and chunky. I think it's underneath the laptop. Like it's on the little ledge that's sticking out.
Why?
Oh, don't put your hand near that hand. That's where I saw it last.
It doesn't mean it's there, baby.
I'm just trying to save you. You don't want an orange spider touching you.
I might get too like that.
Few things give more anxiety than losing a spider. Yeah, I have a lot of anxiety right now.
Was it bigger than my thumb?
With its legs, yes, but on like the body wasn't, but with the legs, yeah, it was a chunky guy. It was chunky. Fuck, I don't see him. I can deal with it. I just won't be close to the desk. Maybe he's in the drawer. I don't know. Sorry, chat. I might die live on stream. It happens.
The ratings will never be higher.
Is that true? Would you guys all only watch my stream to watch me die on stream? That's me.
Is he gone? Is he there?
I don't see him on the laptop.
Okay, so he's not under here. Maybe you were hallucinating.
I was not. I was gonna say, can we close it so maybe he can't get out? Did you check in between the pages from earlier?
I'm looking at the pages.
Oh, hey, wait. What are you doing?
I'm destroying your stream.
You're messing with someone's document. Why am I in suggesting mode? Only give me view mode. People stop giving me the rights to mess with your stuff.
It's gone.
I don't believe you.
Because it could have gone through the drawer and then to the back and underneath. It could be as far as Michigan.
Check. I was gonna say check all the. Why are you putting that near my feet? Okay. I love you so much. Please. Okay. No, just move it away from me. I don't want them. Squish spider guts on my last copy of the you know what? Okay.
I don't see it anymore, Katie.
Alright.
So we're gonna close the drawer and pretend it never happened.
Oh, this is so fun. This is so fun. Maybe there won't be anyone after this critique. Maybe I just run away after this one. Okay. Please, spider. Please don't come and attack me. I did nothing. It's gonna come in untended. Shit, live or dead. Do not send me a photo of a spider. You what? What? Delete it. I don't want to see it. No. Because my original version doxes me. It's all good. The application of can I spray the spider? I can't find it. We do not see it.
Looks like that.
Oh fuck! Why are you guys showing me spiders? Maybe smaller. I can't tell how big that is. It was just it was a little guy. He had little legs, but he had a really chunky body. He was no bigger than that.
That?
No, I don't know. That's the bottom half of it. He looks more yellow. Mine looked more orange. Oh, I don't want to keep looking at spiders. I want to finish reading this and then I want to go. I don't.
Like that?
No, that looks really big. Can we stop?
I'm trying to find if it's poisonous or not.
That's why I want to just finish this and get away. He was a little guy.
You just said it was huge.
He's this big. That's not that huge. It's not like a golden orb weaver. Those guys are really big. What's happening? This is a great... The spider's only larger than baby raccoon. In real life, it's fine. I don't think it was a jumping spider, but I never looked too closely at jumping spiders.
Generally, if it's orange or yellow, it's not poisonous. It's
Okay.
just gonna threaten you and shake its fist.
I don't want it to threaten me. I don't want it to shake one of its 8 fists at me. No. Horrible. Horrible. Alrighty. What was I saying? So one, his tone of voice, I think is, bigger spiders like tarantulas and stuff are less scary to me because they are a bigger target. We can just stop talking. We can take all of our opinions about spiders and just not talk about it.
The spider threatened me. No.
It was an orange one! Anyway, what was I saying? So I think the tone of voice for the professor has to be nailed down. I know, like, tone-wise, he's supposed to sound like a therapist, but the actual words I don't feel like are consistent with a strong character voice. So I would try to nail that down. And then 2, I'm like moving my mouse and I keep moving my hand away from my mouse in case the spider shows up because it was near my mouse. That's the problem. So I'm like, oh, where is it? I don't think the intro. I think you're starting at a beginning of the timeline rather than necessarily the beginning of the story. I'm wondering. And this is just an idea. This is spaghetti on the wall. You can take it or leave it. I'm wondering if the start of the scene is our main character here walking into this classroom. And then, like, being told, like, I know you cheated. And then it's the little think back sequence. I'm like, yeah, it's not fair. They already failed it once at their previous college. They needed to pass it. They couldn't study this. They sat underneath the cameras in the blind spot, etc., etc. And then it's the professor saying, like, I don't care that you cheated, just cheat better. That feels like the beginning. He's by a nice dark vacancy. Wait, what? What's happening here? Ah, there. it is the approval document for that whole wedding attendance for Mossman. Is that butterfly lady's wedding, no? No, I cannot do it. But so yeah, this is where the story's premise really begins. Professor teaches these kids how to cheat better. So yeah, I think if it felt the most interesting, and like you said, it's the start of the premise. I think around this scene, right as they're entering it, the classroom, this is the start of your story. I feel like some of the previous pages are they're good stuff to know. There might be good details to then put in through the story to give us context, but I think the actual opening starting scene maybe should be here. Them going into the lecture hall to talk with this group about the midterm, and then Professor Springs, hey, I know all you fuckers cheated. Just cheat better. Wait, what cues? Anyway, so those are my two notes. It's voice for some of the characters, and it is the starting scene. What scene do you actually want to start the story at? But otherwise, those are my two critiques, unless you have any particular questions you want to ask me on, or anything in particular you want my feedback on. I normally just do 1 or 2 critiques for someone's first time submission, and then as you keep submitting and stuff, and I kind of get a vibe for your writing and whether or not you, the new person handles critique well, sometimes I give more critique. But I spent most of the early pages trying to really nail down the protagonist's character and voice, establishing, okay, it is a him, as a contradictory / unreliable narrator. Yeah, the voice should be throughout the whole entire piece. It should be throughout. I should pick up on the character's voice throughout the entire thing. But the start of the story should be the start of the story. But yeah, I think we can still pick up on that character's voice even if we had this later scene. And I'm not saying to get rid of all this stuff. It's still good things to have, but it's looking at that bigger developmental, and it's just moving stuff around and putting it into the right place it wants to be in. Like, I still think a similar conversation here with the mom, right? Could just be had after this meeting with the professor, and the mom asked, like, oh, what were you doing today? And they mentioned, like, oh yeah, I had a meetup after my class. Oh, what was the meetup about? Oh, it was going over our midterm. I did really good at it. And the mom's like, oh, that's great. And then, I met up with all the moms, and everyone said all this shit about the old professor at the old school. Yeah, it's like almost the same conversations, just tweaked a little bit. So like I'm saying, all the individual scenes are good. They just weren't the right starting point. They all have to come a smidge later. Like just some rearranging around, some shuffling around. I am sitting so weirdly at my desk right now to be as far away from the spot as possible where I last saw that fucking spider. Oh my god, it's like not even funny. I'm convoluting myself, and I'm like leaning so it's just my head's in frame of the camera so I can still move the VTuber model, but the rest of my body's angled as far away as it can be. Anyway, I normally do 3 people each stream, but I do not have a body. I do not have proof of demise of that spider, so I might go ahead and end it here. But thank you guys all so much. Thank you guys for joining the Cryptid Cult. Thank you again. I stream every other day, so I won't be streaming tomorrow night. I'll be streaming the night after that. If you join the Discord, I sometimes do a thing called roll call. Well, I'll reach out to people in the story queue and I'll ask who wants their piece read that day. That way when stream starts, I can just go straight into it with some people for their reading. That way you guys know, like, oh, how do I know if I'm going to be read tonight? You can answer to roll call in the Discord and be like, I want to be read tonight. And I'll be like, okay, nice and easy. I usually write poetry. Prose is kind of a weak point for me, especially as it lengthens. Lol. No, it's all good. I don't think you should be worried about this being too weak at all. Having critique in a critique circle doesn't mean like you lost, quote unquote, or that something's bad. Everything gets critique, all skill levels. The most amazing, perfect, fantastic published works that get 10 out of 10 stars that you see on bookshelves, if they join a critique circle, even at that stage, there will still be stuff to critique. Oh, you should say some of the poetry. Yeah, I don't always critique the poetry because I'm not very knowledgeable on poetry, so any critiques I have would mostly just be bullshit. Full disclosure, and I want you guys to have useful critiques. I want you guys to have useful things to take away with. So me just saying, "Oh, it was neat," this doesn't help you in your poetry writing journey. So I don't do critiques on poetry too much, but there is just a writing category on the Discord where you can just share your writing work, and it's not for critique, it's just to share it with among the other raccoons, get some feedback from the raccoons, not for me, not on stream, just with each other in the Discord. And you could definitely share your poetry there, that's totally fine. But yeah, but no, don't ever worry that like, oh, I got critique, it must mean it's not very good. No, like, amazingly talented authors put their stuff in and they will still get critique because there's not a you've learned everything about writing level. You are always learning. It's an art, it's not a science. You are always learning something. um so that's kind of the vibe, that's kind of the bit. But again, I stream every other day. You guys can hang out with us on Discord. If there's anything like I'm sick or I'm not feeling well and I have to cancel a stream, I let you guys know on Discord. And again, if you respond to roll call in the Discord chatting section, then you can know like, oh yeah, my stuff is going to be read today. I'm signing up for it to be read today, so I don't have to wait like a week or however long it normally takes. But otherwise, thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you guys are all comfy and cozy. And I will see you guys next time. Hopefully without a spider. Anyway, goodbye!